All right, YouTubers, fans, fellas, boys, girls, gals, brothers, sisters. What is going on? I should be talking in the British accent right now, but I'm not. Um, but this is the Club of the Man, 1993. And the past couple weeks, I feel like my Wednesday loads, well, again, on my choice, are getting heavier and heavier when it comes to live reviews. A couple weeks ago, it was announced that 205 Live is being moved to Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock. It was then announced also recently, this last week, that the first episode of NXT UK, that is right, the United Kingdom NXT division, premieres today, which happened at 3 o'clock. Of course, Eastern Standard Time in the United States, but 8 o'clock p.m. for the UK. So now we have another brand that, again, if I chose to do so, I chose to do live reviews for. Because now this first review, of course, this is the premiere episode of my new series for my live reviews from WWE NXT UK. As soon as I heard that UK division is finally getting their own show, I'm like, I actually be up to this. I watched both tournaments for the UK Championship. First one I liked better. I'll give it that. I liked the first tournament better than the second one. The second one wasn't bad. I don't know. I just like the first one better. But I've definitely been very impressed with several of the UK wrestlers we have seen over the past couple years, since December of 2016. When Tyler Bate won the first UK championship in the debuting tournament, defeating the current UK champion, Pete Dunne. And then the two of them will go on to steal the show, have match of the year, in my opinion, at NXT TakeOver Chicago. And the UK championship has been defended all over the world, even on independent shows and whatnot. Which is also kind of what they had Adam Cole do when he got the NXT North American Championship, like the mid-card title for NXT. So now they've introduced another brand for the United Kingdom division. You know what? To me, I'm cool with it. Because let's be honest here. The talent in NXT is stacked, no doubt about it. It's getting a lot more stacked, hence why they added in, a secondary title for NXT. And of course, there's a lot of people in the women's division and tag team divisions also that deserve more recognition than they are receiving. I feel like it's starting to, kind of hold some people back in some ways. So that's why I think, even though, again, if I choose to do this, like a lot of people say, oh, they're displaying a lot of content, which it's true. I now have 5 shows, 6 if you want to include the Mae Young Classic, that I'm watching for wrestling on a weekly basis. And it definitely is taking up a lot of time in my life. But to me, for the most part, most of it's worth it, except for Monday Night Raw, of course. But, I watched the first episode of NXT UK today, and I was pretty pleased with what I saw. As an episode, for the most part, I'll talk briefly about the matches in a second, but I thought it was a strong show to start introducing some of the talent on this show. We've seen some of these guys in NXT before. Someone's from 205 Live. Well, two of them have been seen on 205 Live. But they're both in one was in the tournament. The other one is returned recently. And it looks like he may be doing some time for NXT UK as well. And the thing also is what I like about the division too is I'm sure there's some guys from 205 Live, besides of course Noam Dar. I like to see gentleman Jack Gallagher get some time on this UK show. Again, Mark Andrews, of course, who was seen once. And a few others as well that I'm pretty sure I wouldn't mind seeing get their time seeing in NXT UK. The people in NXT, I wouldn't mind seeing them collide there. So this extra brand that's being added on now, I think is going to open up doors to a lot more people for opportunities. Now, of course, I'm hoping so. I don't think this will be the case. I do hope eventually, though, some of these people like Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, Mark Andrews, which I kind of hope he would still do some more work on 205 Live, and a few others definitely deserve to go to Raw or SmackDown, definitely someday. And I don't think they're going to hold the NXT UK division will hold them to just that division. Although, again, there's more titles. Yes, they're not going to be defended on pay-per-views, which I wonder eventually what's going to be the case for, pay-per-views for this brand. Are they NXT going to be having the same brands, or is NXT UK going to be getting its own special events here and there as well? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see where that goes. So I'm definitely excited to see what the UK brand for NXT brings to the table. And with that, without further ado, I will talk about briefly what we saw in this show. First, let's check see if there's anybody else in the live chat. We got Wallace saying, "Who are you talking to?" Nobody in the live stream. Hopefully, again, some people do join. If they do, cool. If not, that's fine. Me, they watch it. They can watch it afterwards. But yeah, so let's talk about this show. Again, there's not really too much to say about it. Other than it was a really strong wrestling show that, again, introduced more people. Part of a style of wrestling that I definitely have grown to appreciate, the British style, pretty much that they've wrestled. It's just fresh. And plus, too, also, from what I've read from the tapings, they're not all taking place just in one location. Like the first set of tapings I read for NXT UK took place at the Corn Exchange in Cambridge, England. There's going to be a few in a couple of other locations. Also, we'll talk about eventually get the other reviews. But let's get into the show and see what we got. So NXT UK, of course, the first of 3 live reviews I'm doing tonight. The general manager for NXT UK is going to be Mr. Johnny Saint. And also the announcers we got are Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness, both from 205 Live. And then we first get a recap of what happened at the June Championship tournament shows in the UK at the Royal Albert Hall, where the Coffee Boys, after the last one got eliminated, I believe in the semifinals it was, against Travis Banks, I believe it was, they both kind of teamed up together and turned heel, establishing themselves as a heel tag team, the Coffee Brothers. Which, in my opinion, I think they're going to be the ones to win the date. I mean, I didn't read any spoilers, but I don't know who all again is going to be here. There's still probably more people to come just once we get on the show. So if you're in a live chat and have anything else, please no spoilers here. But I think the Coffee Brothers are going to be the first team to win the UK tag titles, in my opinion. I mean, they could put them on Mustache Mountain, but I think it's going to be the Coffee Brothers. And it was Joe Coffey who had a match against Mark Andrews, which, again, I really like Mark Andrews. Again, he's an underdog type character, someone you feel easily likable. I feel like he could be like, he could be like the Daniel Bryan of the UK division. Maybe Tyler Bate also, but Mark Andrews I feel like could fit that role as well. Again, I also besides see Mark Andrews do some more work on 205 Live. I mean, I eventually see him being at least like an Intercontinental or US champion. I think he could be. Not sure if he'll ever be a main eventer, but I do definitely what he brings to the table. How they had a good match. Establishing the Coffee Bros, again, just a dominating stable as well. Well, 2-man stable as well. Mark, though, got involved in the match, though, to cause a distraction. And then Joe Coffey beat Mark with a discus lariat. After the match, they go to beat him down. But then another guy who match is pretty excited about. I liked what I saw when the UK division 205 Live had like an intertwining show back in, I think it was the last European tour they had. Flash Morgan Webster came out to make the save, swinging his helmet to push off the Coffee Brothers. So again, I don't know if Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster will become a permanent tag team. I mean, we could get them to give them something to do, since there really is no mid-card title for the UK division as far as I know. I know we're getting just the UK title, the UK women's title, and the UK tag title. So I don't think there's any mid-card title or anything yet for the NXT UK division. I mean, the North American Championship could be going between brands, who knows. But again, I liked what I got from the match. Again, it established Mark Andrews is like more of like an underdog. The Coffee Brothers is like a heel tag team as well. I think, again, I personally am going to predict them to win the first NXT UK tag titles. And of course, Flash Morgan Webster, good to see him out there as well. So forward to see what comes across with those 4. Afterwards, we get a segment showing Mustache Mountain entering the building, talking about the long friendship. And then we get an interview from Eddie Daniels talking about his long friendship with Mark Andrews and Pete Dunne, and he's gonna have more stories to tell. So I guess Eddie Dennis, which I'm not sure if I remember from any of the UK tournaments, is he's just that hyped up for him to be coming to NXT UK. So I definitely look forward to see what he brings to the plate. Then Then we have Mustache Mountains, Trent Seven, and Tyler Bate come out. They look like they're coming out for a match, but they came out just to cut a promo. Trent says it's arguably the biggest day in British pro wrestling history. He puts over everyone involving in and here for the birth of NXT UK. They talk about winning the NXT tag titles, and Bates says they don't have those belts anymore. But Triple H said something about NXT UK tag titles. Not sure there are other teams on the UK roster, though. Well, the Coffee Boys. They encourage guys in the back to pal up and give them some challengers. So Trent closed up by saying they've all come together for their brand, NXT UK. Just a little, hype up as, there's definitely two people you couldn't miss to have on a premiere episode of NXT UK, of course, since they already made names on the roster. Let's see here. I'm trying to think what I was going to say here, but yeah, you couldn't pass that happening on this again. I mean, like I'd be cool to win the first tag titles, but I still think it should be the Coffee Brothers. Just give us some fresh faces, win the tag titles. Of course, eventually, Mustache Mountain should get a run with the tag titles. I mean, maybe they'll win the inaugural tag titles because they should need to, but eventually, I know the Coffee Brothers will most likely get a run with them as well. So nice little segment there. We got Larry. What's up, Larry? NXT UK is his new favorite show. What's up? Hope you're okay. Just wanted to say hi after more than a week. Have a lot of things to take care of, so I'm not here very often. Again, no worries, man. I understand. We all get our busy times, definitely. So do what you gotta do, man. But good to have you on in the stream whenever you need be. Tony Storm equals future world champion F Ronda, F Alexa, F Charlotte. Tony is a freaking rock star. Yes, Tony Storm is definitely awesome. I'll talk about her shortly as well. And good night, stay safe. Definitely, Larry. I will catch you whenever you're able to talk next. But yeah, so that's what we got that segment there. We then see Pete Dunne warming up for his main event match. But first, we get a hype video from Dave Mastiff, big guy, about 300-some pounds. We get him taking on Sid Scala. I'm not sure if Sid Scala is really, I think he was just pretty much a jobber to put over the big mallet, but he wins him with a cannonball. So I guess he's going to be a big force to be reckoned with. And then we get an interview with Nina Samuels backstage, who says she plans to be the first NXT UK Women's Champion and to make an example of Tony Storm here tonight as she gets ready to take on Tony Storm. Don't really know much about Nina Samuels, though. I mean, she's pretty new to me. I mean, I guess she's not a jobber, but I'm sure she eventually will be, someone taking it a little more seriously in the NXT UK division as well. She seemed like a decent wrestler from what I saw. Of course, Tony Storm, you're not gonna, you weren't gonna deny her. Of course, with how great she's doing with the Mae Young Classic this year, and of course she did great last year as well. I definitely is one person from the Mae Young Classic that I do hope sticks around, which obviously she is becoming part of the NXT UK division. Definitely probably a future NXT UK champion, women's champion probably at least. I don't know if she'll ever go just a regular NXT or if she'll go to the main roster, which is main roster, she definitely would steal the show. Her and Charlotte could have a pretty darn good match. Her and Sasha, her and Becky, her and Asuka. Well, when Asuka's booked properly, and several others along the way. But she had a match with Nina Samuels. It was a good match to put introduce us to Tony Storm, as she's probably one of the biggest names here in this women's division. Maybe she may win the first NXT UK women's title. Not sure who will. I see who else is going to be on a brand. I've heard rumors of Dakota Kai being on NXT UK. Rhea Ripley. Maybe Tainara Conti, or Conchi, however you actually pronounce Tainara's last name. I was saying Conti for a long time, but Mae Young Classic I was saying Conchi. Maybe a few others from the Mae Young Classic hopefully will be in there as well. We'll have to wait and see. But again, I'm still hoping a good amount of those women stick around for either NXT or NXT UK, even main roster if Caitlyn wants to sign a long-term deal. Caitlyn, maybe, huh? I wouldn't mind seeing her stick around. But good match between Tony Storm and Nina Samuels. Tony wins with the Storm Zero, as they call it. So that was a good match. I enjoyed that. We also get told that next week's main event is going to be Tyler Bate taking on Wolfgang, which Tyler Bate, of course, is awesome. And I do think, Wolfgang is definitely an underrated talent, overlooked talent in the UK brand. I mean, not one of my favorites, but I do think that, you know, he's definitely is underrated, underappreciated as well. So I definitely hope him and Tyler Bate, which I believe they will. Tyler Bate, I have, knock on wood, of course they're in NXT, of course. I have not ever seen Tyler Bate put on a doubtful match, in my opinion. But yeah, that's what we got there for that. That's for next week's main event. We have the GM himself, Mr. Johnny Saint, out there to, you know, introduce and shake the members' hands in the main event, which is Pete Dunne, the United Kingdom champion, taking on Noam Dar, which you forgot back from the June tapings. Noam Dar returned actually had his first match back at the UK Championship Tournament tapings. They returned as part of a fatal four-way. I'm trying to remember. I think it was between Mark Andrews, Flash Morgan Webber, Noam Dar, and I think one of the Coffee Brothers. I cannot remember, so I do apologize for the #1 contendership for the NXT for the United Kingdom Championship. So Dar came back. He won the match. What was weird about the match, though, is that they brought him back on 205 Live as a babyface. And he still was a babyface in this match. It was a face-on-face match. You know, I'll talk about Pete Dunne in a second here. But they kind of treat him a little bit more of like a heel, though, in that match, because when the Coffee Brothers attacked, like, Dar just got out of the way. It's like, I want no part of this at all whatsoever. Kind of like a heel move there, so it was a little bit strange he did that. The match they had, though, again, was really good. I've been mentioning more recently how, you know, I do feel bad because I kind of gave Noam Dar a bad rap before he had suffered his knee injury. He was out for like 7, 8, maybe 9 months. He was out for quite a while because he got injured not too long after the story with him, Cedric Alexander, and Alicia Fox ended. Dear God, don't ever put me back to that feud ever again. But again, he turns face, and I feel like, you know, he has a character more that I can more appreciate. And honestly, and him participating on the UK brand is completely cool with me, because obviously, you know, not everybody, since the cruiserweight division only has just one championship right now. I mean, there was rumors of tag titles, but that got scratched apparently, which is all right for me. There's only like, what, 15, 16 people now on 205 Live. Well, I think 16 now since Mike Kanellis moved over to 205 Live. Of course, you haven't seen Arya Daivari in months, so either way, I didn't really care for him anyways. So like, there's still, you know, it's a stacked division. It doesn't really need tag titles or anything right now. So again, like, you know, I'm sure Noam Dar, you know, would be overlooked in the cruiserweight division right now, still being built as a babyface. So put him on, you know, another brand and give him time there to excel as well with NXT UK, which is cool with me. Of course, then came Pete Dunne also, which I'm starting to really feel they need to turn Pete Dunne back into being a heel, because, I mean, he's more so a babyface because the reason why Charlotte is a babyface, putting on good matches, and she's appreciated for it, which is awesome. I feel like character-wise, Pete Dunne has more of the look of a heel, more of like a bad guy. I mean, he's pretty much just being the same self, just, you know, he's doing it to, you know, the heels for the most part. But I still feel like he's not really meant to be a full-on fledged babyface, more of like, you know, a tweener or a heel, like maybe after, because he's had this long ongoing feud with the Undisputed Era on NXT, so maybe once that ends, you'll slowly turn him back to being a heel role, because that's what he seems more like. He doesn't seem as much of like a baby face, but more of like a heel to me. I still think. I'm not saying that this run has been bad for him. It's been great because he's been a great UK champion over 500 days now, I believe, as UK champion. Very well deserved. But they had the match. It was great. It was physical, of course. You know, Noam Dar doing the pinkies all the time. Pete Dunne just again targeting those fingers left and right. You know, these guys did, you know, trash each other for a little bit during the match, but it was just a really physical match. I thought, again, it brought out the best in Noam Dar, and again, I'm happy that the guy is definitely, you know, put on good matches again. This guy, I just felt bad, just got a bad rap for being in that terrible feud with Cedric. Well, if you also want to mention Rich Swann in there also, and Alicia. Oh God, again, but I definitely hope that you know Noam excels still, you know, on 205 Live, but even also with the UK division as well, hopefully as well. Pete Dunne, though, retained the championship. I still have no clue who eventually will dethrone him of that, but whoever it is going to have to work their ass off to do so, I believe. But Pete Dunne, you know, retains the UK championship after hitting a bitter end on Noam Dar. After the match, though, after the match though, it looked like they were going to shake hands, but instead they both kind of taunt each other's mock each other's taunts out of sign of respect with, like, you know, like the pinkies and whatnot with what they do as their sign of respect. It was a little bit different. But if it was like, you know, no disrespect, they probably would have, like, you know, slapped each other away and, like, you know, disregarded it as well. So just a sign of respect. But that's how we ended the show. Again, it wasn't really like, you know, it was I gave it an A- because, you know, it was a great wrestling show. Like, the matches were awesome. They're good. I mean, besides, you know, the more of the squash match with still learning some names here, so bear with me for a second. What's the guy's name again? Back up, Dave Mastiff. That's kind of like a squash match. But again, let's see here. Let's see here. I was going to say again. Shoot. Yeah, but again, it was more so a show just to introduce people. I'm sure we're going to be in that mood for the next couple of weeks and whatnot, as well as introducing people on the show who's all going to be there and whatnot. I look forward to see who else is going to be joining the UK roster. But overall, I thought I did a solid job tonight. I mean, today doing that. So that's why I give the show an A-. So a good start for the UK brand. I do look forward to continue to see what NXT UK has to offer. And also, we're going to get to, you know, see other venues around the world as well, because once again, they're not all going to take place at the Corn Exchange in Cambridge. So A- for the first live review of NXT UK. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let's check the live chat. We got Larry also saying, by the way, check out his Lars Sullivan tribute entrance video, but please don't get a heart attack. It's pretty sick. I won't get a heart attack, but I will check it out for you, Larry. We got Matt Lutman. What's up, man? Glad you returned after you appeared for the first time on my stream last night. He said, good stream, I gotta go, but keep up the good work. Good night from Maryland. Thank you. Definitely, buddy. I got my 205 live stream following this, and my regular NXT stream, of course, after this as well. So I have 2 more streams for tonight, and I'm hitting a hay because I'm still working on the I'll give you an update on the Tommaso Ciampa music video at the end of my 3rd stream tonight. So again, A- for the first episode of NXT UK. Look forward to seeing what else the UK brand is offering, and hopefully building up more stars that eventually will be on big hits on the main roster once Triple H takes over, of course. So yeah, guys, what grade would you give the first episode of NXT UK? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to click buy, like, and subscribe or comment on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at TheMayorBrownie3. I'll see you guys again in just a second for my 2nd live stream tonight, which is my live review of tonight's episode of 205 Live. So until then, guys, I'll see you all later. I'm checking out. Till then.